Hello and welcome to our brand new podcast, The Middle Ground. My name's Sarah and I'm from Smile Mediation.
Welcome, guys. My name's Marcus, and I'm from Bridgehampton Mediation. And together, we're the middle ground.
Yes, The Middle Ground. So why have we called it The Middle Ground?
Why have we called it a great question? So we've called it the middle ground because as mediators ourselves, it's all about being neutral. It's about being in the middle and seeing both sides of the story.
And we're going to be sharing lots of tips and ideas and thoughts on how we can manage conflict effectively.
Absolutely. So we look forward to seeing you tuned in for all our episodes.
Okay.
And yeah,
So for this first episode, we're going to focus on what mediation actually is. It's a structured process in which we support people in conflict and dispute to be able to communicate more effectively and live a little bit more harmoniously going forward.
absolutely agree. And it's also about the core principles of mediation as well, which is confidentiality. All mediations are confidential. Any safeguarding concerns such as harm to adult or any children, and we will have to break confidentiality to report that going forward. Impartiality as well. We won't take your side and we won't take the other person's side, and that gives you a really good neutral space, which then goes into neutrality as well. Again, and I think my favorite one is voluntary. It's a voluntary process. So you taking the first step forward to attend mediation is again given the chance to resolve the dispute the best attempt. And then the last one is future focused. The mediator will try, I hope they will try, keep it as future focused as possible so we can really steer the conversation and guide with open-ended questions to really get the most out of it for you. And again, voluntary. If they've turned up and you've turned up, it's giving it the best attempt.
So moving on from that, what does mediation mean to you?
Mediation to me was such a great discovery because I did just shy of 3 years in high residential crisis childcare. So to me, it was preventing kids going into care so I can put like secure child arrangements in place. So, parents had that going through the divorce. So there was no issues for where the kids were. And then it fell gently forward after a couple of years into workplace mediation and community with yourself. So it was like another massive expansion to see another element of mediation, really. So again, it was like there's so many different aspects, but personally, to me as a mediator, it would be holding such a sacred space, a transformative space, where people can really work through whatever they're going through collectively with the other party to then form an outcome that's right for them both. Because that's my yeah.
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Rather than a compromise. Yeah.
this is it. Win-win.
Mhm.
And what about you?
I think sort of I was in my previous job for over 16 years. I was homeless services lead for a charity, and I was looking after about 33 young people who were homeless, living in a supported accommodation. So I saw loads of opportunity there for somebody just to be that middle person to support people to communicate. And then when it was time to move on to my next chapter, this sort of fell into my email inbox, and that's how I got into it, really. But I've always been interested in mediation, and I've always thought there's been times, quite a few times in my life, where it would have really benefited me. So, for instance, I became homeless when I was 16.
So
And
sorry, I didn't actually
that's
know
all
that.
right. No, not a lot of people do. It's fine. I'm okay. So yeah, that a bit of mediation with my family, with my mum and my stepdad, could have really prevented me from that from happening, really. But it's good that it did because everything's led me to where I am today. But there's been other times, in jobs and um, just all sorts of different occasions, really, where I could have really benefited from someone, helping me to communicate with someone else.
And I think it's that third party neutral you confide in, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think, again, to express on some of your points, and I'm sorry, I didn't even
I
know
know
that
it's
yet.
all right. It's fine.
I think both us could definitely share experiences on where a mediator would be so critical in
Yeah.
many settings like such, especially in the workplace, because, I mean, yeah, I've had a fair share of um, what I would be call crying out for a mediator just to express how things are from the view. And I think that's the reason, I got into the position I'm in, because I
Yeah.
wanted to be that lighthouse really for others going through their storm, you could call it.
Yeah.
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 Sometimes just being able to, I think the uninterrupted time is a part of mediation, which is, for those of the people that don't know, it's sort of the second stage of a joint meeting after the introduction and the expectations. Parties get their uninterrupted time,
Yeah.
and I think that's sort of the part where they sort of hear a lot of things that they didn't know about the what's going on for the other party, and really start to see why the issues are.
Can totally feel their perspective
Yeah, yeah,
completely. And then,
and I think that's sort of
yeah.
the the thing that really you don't get. So often when you're sort of charged up and emotional about something and you're in a dispute,
Mm,
you're not listening, you're not hearing, and you're just going for it, aren't you? Saying, and
yeah.
then the other person isn't just listening, they're waiting for their sort of
Yeah.
turn.
They're listening
So
to reply, aren't they?
yeah,
Not
yeah, yeah.
hearing to understand.
And mediation just for a start helps.
It bridges that gap. And
Yeah.
I feel like with that communication, being maybe even new to that person, and I think they can get a real good taste of their perspective. And
Mm.
it's like, wow, well, I really didn't know this, because now you can empathize with what they've been for their journey, or simply not empathize at all and be
Yeah.
like, no, this is how it's made me feel. And then, yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
Understand.
Yeah.
It's about finding the middle ground.
It is about finding the
Yeah.
middle ground. Yes, that is phenomenal. But yeah, I think the biggest misunderstandings that people think mediation is absolutely phenomenal. Like, I mean, I could tell you a few where people think, so are you a meditator or something like that? You're thinking, no, I'm a mediator. What's a mediator do? Is it a legally binding thing? And I'm like, no, it's a non-legally binding agreement between two people or two parties that have fallen out, whether it's from workplace, community, family settings, and they come together and they make they can both mutually agree on some great outcomes between us. And I think like there's a lot of misconception of what
Mhm.
that actually looks like, right? I mean,
Yeah.
have you had any experience in this?
Yeah, similar to that really. I think when I'm exhibiting at sort of networking events and things like that, I get people coming and standing in front of the stand and they'll read the banners and they'll say, "Smile meditation." Uh, and I'll say, "No, it says mediation." And then the next thing will be, "Oh, right, mediation. So you help husband and wives when they're falling out." You know, that that's not just happened once, it's been quite a few times that that's happened, or
Yeah,
similar versions of that. Um, and again, like you say, people think it's like enforced.
yeah,
So even people who come to us for mediation sometimes will think that we just we just need to tell their neighbour, for example, that they need to stop parking outside their house, or they need to tell their and we have to explain it's not, it's for you. So we will support you
yeah,
to come up with your own solutions. And like we said earlier, it's a win-win for everybody. It's
absolutely,
not a compromise. It's really everybody feels that they've got uh, the outcome they wanted, really.
absolutely. I always say in the mediations, I always say, right, I've got. They feel like we've got all the answers. It's like, oh
Mm-hmm.
no. So I just use a magic wand method. I say, if I give you a magic wand, where would you like to see this going? I mean, I can open every single corridor on the lane,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't force you through any door. But we can talk about which one might be fit for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's is that mutual understanding that, it's the progression, the working forward, the future focus, and of what works out for them. And I've had some outcomes that I didn't think were right, but that's not my problem.
Mm.
No, you think it's what works for them, and that's, hey, if that works, it works, right?
I think it'd be good to have an episode in the future fully just about different sort of
Outcomes.
misconceptions and things that people have
Yeah.
about mediation, because I feel like I could talk about it for a
Till
long
kingdom
time.
come.
Yeah.
I think all in all, mediation really is for everyone, whether it's a small argument that's happened over a course of 6, 12, 18 years to come that they want resolving. It's not just the really huge, big debates that need a mediator. It's them small ones.
Yeah.
It's the little
Yeah.
misunderstandings that happen all the time. You're thinking, if that was resolved, then how much better would that person's life be?
Okay, thanks everyone for tuning in today. We'll be back in 2 weeks with our next episode.
I know, I'm really, really excited for your feedback on this one. And don't forget to like, follow, share with a friend. Was it? Yeah.
Or lots of friends, as many
Put
as
it in
possible.
groups where you feel like this would be most suited. For
Yeah.
the more reach, the more people we can look after and give great conflict advice to